bored to run today. I gotta have to re-download it and reinstall. I was trying to tweak the settings yesterday and I messed some shit up. Typical. I sit there and I start playing around with the stuff and then start breaking it. Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. Anyway, let us get over to the hotel and the other areas so I can farm out some of that other stuff that I need to farm out. And then I need to call my friend later. Hopefully she'll answer. To say hello, because I haven't talked to her in a while. I need to have a conversation. So today in the world of Once Human, we are going to probably try and complete some of my major quests and advance my character up a little bit. And then also, sorry, missed you, buddy. And then also get into some farming so I can get some of the stuff that I need. I got to get these levels going up. In any of my other characters, I would have already been level 50. But I've been procrastinating on this one because preoccupied with a lot of other things going on. I wonder how Psychotic's doing it because he's trying to get his streaming going again. So I don't know how far he's gone with changing this stuff around yet. But 2 days now he hasn't been on. This is the third day. And I think he's just going through shit. 'Let him take his time that he needs so he can come back and play normally. He's got a nice stream, literally. Like he's got some he's got potential with his character, his streaming. What the hell is that? He's just got to get back into it. This is such a good spot to come over just to farm, especially when you're low level. If you can make it out here, if it's open on your server and you got a new character, try and swing out here just to get the parts. You know, every day, just come out here. Come grab the teleporter, and then come here and get your stuff. Like go out that one big gate that I went, and you can just run right here. You don't have to fight anything either. Just gather that stuff and then go back to your normal area. You'll have some parts there when you need them, when you come back up, and when you're starting to advance. When you get into that tier 4 and tier 5 stuff, you'll have some stuff there, so that'll be cool for you. Why is there no mobs around today? Look, we're starting to have problems already with the pickups. Nothing labeled. Look at this. Can't can't pick anything up. Okay, there we go. Got that stuff. Got that stuff. Got that stuff. Got that stuff. And you can get some like free high level mods. You come over here and grab like that weapon crate. I mean, you might have to run around a little bit to avoid the mobs if you're low level, but it's doable, very doable. Just don't get hit. You see, when the game actually goes live, when it goes to retail or whatever it is, then you'll see a big difference in the play style. People will be really trying to find the metas and the best way to play the game. People will be coming up with new ideas on how to build and do stuff. There's already people exploiting the building mechanics of the game. Um, I don't know why. I mean, just build. It's a PvE server. There's no need to exploit the building mechanics. It's not like anybody's attacking you. So but yeah, people already exploiting the business mechanics and all. It's funny. I mean, it's not anything that would give them advantage anyway. It's just a way that they have their turrets being able to sit upside down in doorways and shit like that. They have turrets like that. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. What they're doing. I don't really care that much because again, it's a PvE server. It's just. But I think people that are going to be looking for exploits or they're not doing the server a service. They're actually doing it to benefit themselves. They're not game designers or testers. They're exploiting it to take an advantage of the game. I don't like that shit. I think they're stealth nerfing a lot of shit because I know damage numbers should be up there a little bit higher than that. Maybe I should put the hardy gloves back on because I think I was doing more damage with the hardy gloves. I gotta figure this build out a little bit. Hold on a second. I don't mind having massive burn ticks, but I'm not getting them, so I think I'm gonna readjust some stuff here. Definitely. Killing an enemy restores 2 HP, but that's only if it's affected by burn. If it's not affected by burn, I don't get the ticks. Status damage, I don't know how that affects the as far as damage mix 96%. That's fine. There for now. This. Every stack of burn grants extra damage equal to 3%. Yeah, so this, yeah, I don't know. See? It's that right there that gets me. I want to try this out real quick. Just want to see what this does. We're kind of limited in exactly what we can. Every 10% HP loss grants 2.4 melee weapon and status damage. But if I don't have any loss, then it's not effective. So it's not. I mean, if you're taking a lot of damage, it's effective, but most people aren't taking that damage. So, looking at 804. These are tier 3 gloves, though. So it's crit damage plus 18. Max stacks of burns will cause an explosion that deals blaze damage equal to 300 psi intensity and remove burn. And that's the part that I have a problem with because I want that damage just ticking away. This does a burn frequency increase, but see, that goes down with the psi intensity. Not too much, but max HP and pollution resistance. I have to reevaluate later on, I guess. Burn frequency. They've lowered down burn frequency or something. They've had to. Because he should have just burned out. Look, it just ended. I know I have the gloves on, the hard or the other gloves. Shit, if that's not gonna do anything, I'm just gonna switch. That's crazy. That should be burn, 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 burn. See, that burn should keep on ticking. frequencies and shit in the game without telling anybody. So you're just fucking up builds repeatedly. I'm gonna go start a new character. Uh, they just keep playing. They do these stealth nerfs or stealth updates in the background. You know, you'll come in and you'll see something. It's like they're trying to. I don't know what they're trying to do. It's PVE. You ain't gotta fucking balance anything. Just if you would have kept the shit the way it was and just made the skills work properly like they should have worked, then there wouldn't have been an issue. But you guys keep playing with shit in the background. It's very fucking annoying. And you can tell when they're playing with something because your numbers the day before will be a certain amount, and they can average them out, and then the next day they'll be something less, completely less. So I don't know if idiots are going in and talking about, oh, the damage numbers, they just don't make any sense. They're just, too much. It's too great, and this and that. People are just like, dude, pick a fucking lane and stay in it, because it's getting annoying. Like, I try to overlook it because it's a beta and shit, but yeah. You can't keep fucking stealth nerfing shit and then expect people to be happy about that. It's just not gonna happen. Yeah, 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 whatever. Let's go. So you got that server. Juiced up. Evolution's called PvP. I'm pretty sure nobody's there. Day 27. Just let me go on the server, man. That's annoying because then again, you start to build your character a certain direction and then it just gets shit on. And then you're like, well, what am I supposed to do now? And it seems like the characters are being geared towards these other types of play styles. Like if you go into the wish machine, like they got the bounce and shit, and the bounce is real popular. And you can get the bounce and all this other stuff. But bounce isn't. I mean, it's okay. I just don't like it. It doesn't do enough damage to ancillaries, so is it effective? Maybe. I wouldn't fucking know. He looks so weird. He looks weird too, but I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna make you old today. Alright? We'll see the change when we get in there. To the face, the age. Where's the age, body? Would it be in the age? Is this where the age is? There's an age. Where's that? I'm pretty sure there's a fucking age thing here, dude. What the hell? Or at least there was. What they do to it? I don't like his hair though at all. No, it's back to the same. But that right there makes him look like a fucking Edgar. Mm, maybe. Let's take him. Yeah, he looks genuinely respectable. Hair makeup. So hair color. Just gotta go. We're going brown. Is that brown? I need brown. Brown would be more brown, man. More brown, buddy. Okay, your hair. You're sticking with that. I mean, I could go here. I don't know, which one you think? Yeah, medical science fucking project one. Tense. He needs a beard, definitely needs a beard. Not like, younger beard. That's a good beard. Dude, why did it mess with the color of this shit? Get down here. There you go. Eyes. Let's see. You're not getting any mascara. I'm not putting shit on you. Age, there we go. Didn't do anything. Nice. No blemishes. No face paint. Should we go a little darker on his skin, maybe? Yeah. Can't give him no freckles. Body. He's alright. I mean, bring him down to 45. Make him a little bit more lean. No arms though, dude. What's with his arms, man? Damn. Ain't got no fucking arms. Alright, let's see. Circumference. You need bigger arms. Right? Yeah. There we go. You get a little muscle on there, man. You look like a friggin' dork with no muscle. Dude, you just skinny ass arms. A little bit more on his forearm. Not too much though. Yeah, we gotta bring that down a little bit. That looks a little bit too much. He looks so skinny from the side, don't he? Look at him. So run. Take you there. That's it. That'll work. So we need to go back to waist width. Um, and then click him at 40. That works. Waist thickness. I don't. Is that a pot belly? Yep. He's got the washboard abs. What the hell? What is that? What's that? So weird. Where's his chest? Right there. Chest size. I need to. Can't be. Yeah, you can't because it blends into his. That looks about right, I think. Head and shoulders. Oh, shoulder. Not. Is it thickness? I don't mind him having thicker shoulders. It brings up. Okay, that works. Bingo, 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 bingo. Alright, that's about right. Alright. Put him in some light. Hair tie. No. Ew. Ew. Oh my god. What we doing here? What we doing here? Huh? What we doing? What we doing? How we doing? Someone was detected at your front door. Oh, that's the like. I mean, give me some good arm tattoos, man. They need to definitely come up with some more stuff because these are kind of locked into the Asian style. If you're not Asian, you may not want that style. You may want some Americana. You know what I mean? And then they should have put some Americana tattoos in here. I don't know what the hell this is anyway. King. It looks to be like some, I don't know, some Viking shit. I might not give them any. What is this? What is this random shit? I don't even know what that is. So you're kind of limited in what you can do. You ain't gonna have no tattoos then. Screw it.
stardust exposure. When they do, they end up just like a bat. But you're a medic. You should be fine. In fact, if the conditions are right, you might even be able to use stardust to your advantage.
I hate when they do that shit. They really mess you up, like bad. Pop a fucking note while you're walking, and then you just continue to keep walking. You can literally get killed easy. That tutorial is weird to begin with.
My name is Victor Ford. We need something powerful. You, if we can
I don't
secure
really
the
want to play a
deviation,
new character, but
we can use it.
uh, gotta go through all the same bullshit. I'm not doing that. I'm going back to my other character. I'm just gonna go do my fucking missions and shit. Get to where I need to go and then go from there. Just so confused about that build right now. It's very distracting because I do believe that they're nerfing the builds and they're not telling people, or they're changing the builds and they're not telling anybody. So it's like, dude, don't ask me how I'm doing. Your name is Alyssa David 99. You're a fucking bot. Just random chat, just random chat. Like I'm not even gonna talk to you because you're just gonna try and sell me something or do something. So don't even subscribe. Don't follow me. None of that shit. Rand. Nobody makes names like that, dude. Like every time I see a name like that, I already know what it is. Nobody does names like that. Getting tired of that shit too, man. I'm gonna start blocking fucking retarded names like that because I already know what it is. You ain't selling me nothing, bro. You ain't selling. Yeah, we're not having a conversation about it either. So you can lead the stream, do whatever you got to do, but I don't want people that are trying to like that shit. Nah. You, if you give me your Discord name, no, I'm not giving you my Discord name. None of that bullshit. I don't know who you are. Don't know you. Don't want to know you. Don't care to know you. Let it be. Fucking always got them people coming in here, man. And they do it to smaller streamers too. They like leave us the fuck alone, man. We're only trying to stream. Leave us be. care what you sound, what you want me to buy. Very irritating. Get that shit all day long, random ass people. Hey, how you doing? Oh, if you give me your Discord name, fuck you mean if I give you my Discord? I ain't giving you shit. What is this bullshit? Then you got the dicks that try to social engineer you. Oh, where you from and all that other stuff, and then ask you questions trying to get your voice. Like I don't do Microsoft Voice, so you not get my fucking account info and all that other bullshit. Not happening. And you can tell what they're doing. It's very easy. The questions that they ask are designed for social engineering and trying to get your account info and all. Fuck out of here. It ain't happening. You ain't getting my shit.
You found it. Reach out your left hand. See if you can
Not
feel the
reaching
power.
out. Shit.
And
Beat
try
it.
to secure it.
Not happening. I'm going back to my other stuff. Yeah. Back, 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 back. Just don't get it, dude. Don't know why they want to try and do that to people. I'm already so far on this character, man. I don't want to slip back and try it again with the little bit of time that we have left in the game. I just want to play now, man. Have some fun. I ain't been having a lot of fun the past couple days. It's been fucking a headache. We keep getting like weirdos in fucking Discord that just want to talk about the dumbest shit, and then I get wrapped up into their conversations, trying to fucking argue and dispute with them, and it brings you out of the game, man. It makes you not want to play. Like you just come in here and you just sit in here. I just don't like that headache. That's why I don't really go on Discord. That's why I don't. That's why most of the time I play solo because I don't want the headaches that come with having too many different personalities all trying to communicate. Right now, the guys that I'm in a hive with, they're fine, and then but the people I'm in a hive with, they're fine. But then we keep getting these randos that you know we think are cool, and then they get in the channel and they talk about stupid shit like how Hitler had reasons for doing what he's doing. Like, where the fuck? Like, who in this day and age thinks any of those types of conversations are worthy of discussion? Like, I'm not doing that shit. I don't even entertain that shit. I told dude straight up, man, like, I don't like what you said. I don't know. I can't let it go. And it's the truth. That's just not how I am. I mean, I'm trying to be more open to all these different ideas and conversations that I'm having and stuff like that. But I get snagged up on shit like that. Like, I mean, with his friends, that's probably a good conversation. But with the people that were in our channel that day, that's not a good conversation to have. Like, you can't. And he didn't even fuck. He wouldn't even admit that like Hitler's regime was fascist. He kept saying, no, they're social this and they're social. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. They're labeled as fascists. It's fucking in every history book in the world. It says it's fucking fascism. Like, I just don't. I don't think this day and age understands what fascism is. They like to twist it up, but there are signs of fascists. Like when you're talking about Hitler, everyone knows that was a fascist government. There's no disputing that. People use the term fascism and socialism and communism very like just for everything nowadays. Just like they use the terms liberal and conservative. Gets really it just becomes a headache to have these people who don't really truly understand what the word means and don't even take the time to actually look it up, like, and then truly comprehend what they're reading. They just find bits and pieces and like, oh, okay, yeah, no, bro, come on, seriously, like, think like a human being, like, common sense, man. Yeah, the obvious is right in front of you, and yet you still deny it. It's just stupid. And then it draws me, like right now I'm getting drawn into this, just thinking about this conversation that we had, and I don't like it. It takes me out of my game. Look at me, I'm just looking at my fucking menu because I'm stuck on this stupid shit dude said. And I don't hate the guy for it because he didn't seem like a he didn't. Okay, here's the thing. I'm religious. I have religion in my life, but it doesn't control my life, right? So I know how to interpret things, and I won't allow somebody to tell me, oh, this means this and this means that. I have my own relationship with God, so, and it's not, it's mine. I don't thrust it down nobody's throat or any of that other shit. So that kind of like pushes me into a direction of, you know, some right or wrong moral implications in the world today, and that's how I feel about certain things. But I'm trying to be more open and understanding and embrace more people, right? To be more inclusive in my world, because just shutting people out for no apparent, for just a stupid reason, I look at it as, there's stupid reasons that people choose to close people out of their lives every day. I have family members who liked Trump, and I hate Trump, right? So I cut those people out of my life through the forcefulness of my words when dealing with them. Like I wasn't willing to see these other sides. No one has. You don't have to accept shit, right? Like you don't have to accept the dumb shit, but you can be more open and understanding to the communication process involved in it. You know, and not just automatically assume that the person's an evil person just because he doesn't see something the way that you do, right? I mean, if we have a just and loving God, I don't think that He's looking at anybody, whether they believe in religion, whether they believe in this, whether they believe in that, as a bad person. You know, we're all supposed to be His children, so why would you? Yeah, you love some of your children more than you love others, but it's unconditional love, regardless. Just happens. So anyway, the point I was trying to make is that because if I was just stifled by religion, right, my views would be very close-minded and very narrow-minded. They would only be focused on the religious implications. But I'm not. I try to expand my knowledge of what's going on, and understand how people are feeling the way that they're feeling and why they choose to feel that way. I'm way more empathetic now in my later years than I was in my early years. In my earlier years, I wouldn't tolerate anything that was that questioned the reality, right? Now I tend to try and be more accepting of these things, and it spans um, a broad segment of our population. These views that we're starting to have and how we are interpreting things and stuff like that. So I'm trying to be more open-minded to that, and it's a process, right? I can't do it overnight. I'm never going to be able to do it. I may never be able to come to that conclusion that what somebody does, what somebody says, how somebody lives, or how somebody feels, and all this other stuff may not be good, may not be right to me, right? But I don't have to be mean. I don't have to be aggressive. I don't have to shut that person down, and I don't really have to engage in that. That's a choice that somebody makes, regardless of what it concerns. If it concerns things that I may not agree with, I don't care what it is. And I'm not talking about anything in specific, so I hope no one takes it that way. There are situations out there in the world through politics, through religion, through, you know, social shit that's going on that I may not agree with, and it's just that's just the way I am. But I'm not gonna debate it with the person. I'm not gonna have a back and forth that they're wrong about how they want to view things. It's just if I don't agree with something and I know that there are subjects off limit. Some things you can't say. You can't tell me Hitler was a good fucking person, right? And had reasons to kill fucking 7 million Jews. It's just not. I'm not. Not only that, but 55 over 50, I think it was 50 some million people died in that war. So I don't give a shit. You're not this is not a conversation that we're going to have. You're not going to change history with me. You're not going to fucking make somebody who was a mass murderer sound good. It's just not going to happen. You know, they try that with all of these people from our past to make them sound like they're fucking glorious, and they didn't do the shit that they did, and we know they did. You know, it's just not topics to talk about because they did what they did. It's just fact. You know, you can't let certain shit go. But I will address current social issues and current social climate, the things that are going on today in our world, and try to understand why a person feels the way they do. Because everybody does something for a reason, right? Nobody fucking just sits there and doesn't understand what's going on. They have their own personal views of shit. So you have to be able to look at that and say, hey, what's causing that person to feel that way? What happened in their life, or what situations were they involved in that shaped that thought process that they're having right now? And if we're not willing to explore that with each other, if we just block each other off and we're so closed-minded that we're yelling and screaming at each other all the time, and I can't even say used to be, because again, if it depends on what mood I'm in. You catch me in a bad mood, I just don't tolerate dumb shit. I'll tell you that. Like I just don't want you around me. Then at that point, I'll be like, man, get the fuck away from me. I don't got nothing to say to you. Yeah, I'm ranting right now, but like I said, this past week has been weird for me. Like I've tried to engage in certain things, and I hear the way people talk about certain things, and I don't agree with it, but I also like people that I was talking to, and I don't want to be mean or you know. But some things some personal situations that you don't talk about that shit. I don't. I've already put out some personal information that I regret doing, but it was to try and relate better so that the person knows where I'm coming from, right? I'm a very personal person. I'm so, I'm sorry, impersonal. I want people knowing my shit. I don't want to talk about it. I've gone through some bad shit in my life. If I tell my life story, really tell my life story, then people are gonna be like, God damn, like, yeah. I mean, I've faced death numerous occasions in my own neighbor where I come from, and you tell people shit like that, they automatically are like, oh, well, this guy, either they think one of two things, or where he's trying to pump himself up, or this and that. But these are situations that happened to me, and I had to learn from. And I when I do tell somebody about my personal life, it's because I want them to understand that there are choices that we make that define the direction our life goes towards. And if they're bad choices, they're bad decisions, and we have bad things happen to us because of that, we can't blame anything else for that. It's a choice. Like every human being chooses. We don't choose our parents. We don't choose how we were getting raised, things like that. But when we become adults, we make choices, and those choices carry consequences. And if we just shirk it off on our past life, on the things that we had to go through, on the bullshit that we had to endure, then we're shifting blame. We're placing blame on something that's not even tangible at that moment because we're making decisions. It's not something real. Do our past life experience, excuse me, and the things that happen to us in the neighborhood and the type of music we listen to and the people that we hang around, does that all play a role and affect our decision making processes? Yes, it does. But it's not, if you choose to do something that causes you harm, that's a choice that you made, regardless of the background scenario, right? That's a choice that you made. You choose to do something that hurts you or harms you or puts you in a situation where you have to struggle. Those are all personal choices. Yeah. We may not have, again, we don't have good examples. So some people don't have good examples of good choices. So they do constantly make bad decisions. But that doesn't matter because the outcome is always based off of what you just did. And you have to be willing to accept that responsibility. You can't shirk it off on anybody else. It's not anybody else's responsibility for the choices that we make, you know. And then you have to live with those choices and accept them. You make a decision, that's good. Stick to that decision, you know. Own that decision. Yep, I did that shit, and so now I have to pay. I get mad at stuff that happened in my past, things that I'm like, that should not have happened, but it did. And even though I don't think it should have happened, I know that my actions or whatever I did that day helped cause that problem. So I have to ultimately accept it. Even though I don't want to, even though I think I was, mistreated in certain circumstances, I have to accept that I have put myself in a situation. And then I also have to think the other side of the coin. Maybe that person felt as though they only had one way out of that. And I might not have agreed with that, but that's what they thought. That's their real feeling that they were feeling at the time. If we're gonna allow feelings to control everything nowadays, then you got to accept that also. That maybe they weren't feeling a certain type of way, and you just got caught up into it. You just got to keep going forward. I do wish for people to just think we don't have to be so closed-minded and let people live. Live and let live, man. If it ain't directly affecting your life, man, then don't even fucking worry about it. Seriously, like, you know, when it becomes a point where it's direct, affecting you, then you have a right to stand up and shit like that. But until then, you should just uh, how somebody wants to live or what religion they choose or what job they want to be in. I mean, stop worrying about it. Uh, Stop getting yourself all upset. Concentrate on the shit you got going on in your life. Because believe me, ain't no one living no perfect life. Everybody's going through something, you know. And there's no like I come from Philly, and then I come from a bad neighborhood, Kensington. If you look up Kensington in Philadelphia, then you know what I'm talking about. I come from that environment. I grew up in that environment all my life, except for the 4 years that I went into the service and served my country, and then the year I went down as a painting contractor in South Carolina. I got exposed to all that. But other than that, I've been in Philadelphia all my life. It's bad. I can blame my environment, the people that I hung around. I can blame my parents for the divorce that they went through. I can blame, the situations that I got in. But I started making really small moves even at a younger age. When I hit like 23, 24, I decided I'm not drinking no more because drinking was causing me to get into arguments and fights unnecessarily, and it was causing me problems because I like fighting to begin with. So I was, when you drink, your inhibitions kind of go away. So it took away the the fact that I like fighting to begin with, the fact that I get this rush of adrenaline, and I love that little bit of high you get from it. It was worse when I was drinking because I wouldn't even hesitate to fight then. Guy would just look at me wrong, and we would, what the fuck you looking? And, that kind of back and forth bullshit you do when you're younger. And I was just getting, so I said, screw it, I'm done. And I'm like, I'm not going to the bar no more. I'm not doing any of that shit. I mean, literally 2 years after I turned 21, I stopped going to the bar. I just thought it was bullshit. When I was younger, I wanted to go to the bar because I wasn't old enough to go to the bar. But then when I finally became old enough to go to the bar, I really didn't like going to the bar. I found there was no more like thrill of there was a thrill like that little, again an adrenaline rush of like getting into a bar when you weren't 21. Committing crimes now, but that's okay. Um, and that was that. That's what I liked about it was the can I get away with it type shit. And then when it was legal, I just didn't want to do it anymore. But it was also a problem, so I had to make moves. I didn't want to be. I wasn't an alcoholic. I didn't drink a lot, But just going to the bar, it wasn't that I wasn't social because around my friends I was very social, but I was antisocial towards other people. Like I didn't like people coming in the bar talking loud or raising a ruckus, flexing that like they were tough guys or some shit like that. Like people like that that came in the bar, I'd instantly go and try and rumble, without a doubt. I just go and try and fight them. You think you're tough, now you got to prove it, right? And so I mean, I was getting into shit. It's not like I was getting hurt. I wasn't, but a couple times shit came, got really hectic, like with neighbors and stuff like that. We had confrontations, and then, they'd wind up having to move out because I wouldn't let check go, and every time I saw them, I would just start on them, and it was just bad. But in my neighborhood, that's the projection that you had to have. Every day you walked out your house, you lived off your reputation, right? And reputation is bullshit. It's all bullshit, all of it. The majority of the shit that you hear about people never fucking happened. Never happened. One really rough story. Maybe the guy was locked up for a couple years, and then when he gets out, everybody thinks he's just mean, man, because he was locked up. But that's all bullshit too. When you hear someone talking about how they were arrested or all that other bullshit, they're only trying to pump themselves up to keep their reputation going because of where we come from. Every day you walk out the doors, somebody's trying to test you. I fought so much in Kensington, it was unreal. I, but again, I enjoyed it. Like I genuinely enjoyed rumbling because I was good at it, and it gave me that rush, that adrenaline rush. Yeah, and I never really got hurt at all. Some of my friends used to get their ass beat, not me. You know, I used to tell, and I'm just gonna tell a quick story. We got into a fight with another neighborhood, and it was only four of us there. All of them got fucked up. Well, the other three guys that I was with, they all got fucked up. They all got hit with sticks and all this other shit. I didn't take one shot, not one. And they're so. Why do you never? Because I know how to duck, assholes. Like you see something flying at your head, you don't stand there and take the shot. You duck, and then you deal with that. You deal with that immediate threat. And usually when you deal with that immediate threat right away, everyone that's standing around, they don't want no part of that. And that's how it was. I had people sitting there saying shit to me, and I'm like, well, do something. And they wouldn't do anything. And so the people around them wouldn't do anything. And I didn't have that. It was just funny because I'm like, I know how to duck, you know? And it's the truth. Like, I know how to duck. You see something swinging at you, you don't stand there and take it. This ain't a boxing match. We're rumbling. I don't want to feel pain. I don't want to get hit. But yeah, that's just like the stupid shit that you get involved in. And it pushes you into a certain direction. So like when I was talking to that guy, I know I got off topic a little bit, but not a little bit, a lot. But anyway, when I was talking to that person about the Hitler shit, when he brought up the Hitler shit, I went back to my environment that I was used to. he recognized the change in my voice, like because I was. He doesn't talk like we talk in Philly. Like it's a neighborhood thing. Like you come from Kensington, you're a Kenzo, and you talk like that. You usually like talk. I when you hear me say certain words, talk, Tawk. It's not Talk. That's how we say it. Like we're saying hawk. We got certain words like John and all that other stuff that we say to each other. So it's sort of like what people would say is ghetto-ish or whatever, but it's just something we were raised to do. And I know because of the certain environments that I've been in, like you know, I've been around, and so I've met people from all walks of life. And there's times and places to speak a certain type of way. You don't go into a bank with a ghetto-ass attitude, right? Because you're not gonna get what you want out of the bank if you do that. You have to go in there respectfully. You have to speak normal. You have to speak clearly. You have to enunciate your words. Don't cut them off shortly. Short. Don't cut them off shortly. Don't cut them off short. And those are those in a restaurant. You're not supposed to be in there being ghetto and all the bullshit. You're supposed to have good conversations and relax. And ain't nothing wrong with talking like you normally talk in a restaurant with your peoples. But when you start the fucking loud conversations and the over the top bullshit that a lot of people do when they come from the inner city like us, then you're just disrupting people around you and you're scaring them for no reason. You're intimidating people, and that's not the type of lifestyle that I like to live. I don't want to intimidate nobody. I'm not a bully. I fucking beat bullies up. That's the type of person I am. So it's just there's a time and a place for everything. And when he was talking to me, I backslid into my environment, right, where I came from, and I just started talking. And he recognized it. He saw the change in my voice, the change in my enunciation, the change in the way. Because when I'm aggressive, I go towards that. Because now I'm pissed, and I don't have time to sit there and have an intelligent conversation with you no more. I just want to fuck you up for what you're saying because I know you're wrong and you're stupid, and you shouldn't be saying that shit. Like I said, there are subjects that you can't justify no matter where you come from. You know, there's no justification for it. And that was one of those conversations. And it was also offending one of the people that were in Discord with me. And I didn't think that that person had to go through that. And especially when I knew some of their background and the shit they had to endure when they were younger, I didn't want them to feel as though they were in a conversation where they had to feel threatened or exposed to that type of negative bullshit that they had to endure almost all their life. So I was like, yo, don't, you know, at that point, I still try to talk to him, but I let him know, like, yo, that Hitler shit, I don't know if I can let that go. Like, let that, that really bothered me. I told him that really bothered me. Like, that you brought up something that you shouldn't have brought up, number one, because that's not, if you're a historian, you're doing a documentary on that shit, that's fine. But in general conversation, who the fuck is talking about Hitler? Except for white supremacists and weirdos that don't have nothing, that have that mentality of, and those are people you don't want around you anyway. So why? And they're not like me. Like none of my friends would talk about that shit. We talk about other stuff. We talk about all kinds of stuff, but we don't talk about that type of stuff. We're talking about shit that's happened to us in the neighborhoods, things like that. We're not engaging in conversations about whether fucking Hitler had reasons to do what he did or not. Like we don't. Nah, that's not. And I'm dragging this out. Really, I mean, I am. I'm really dragging this out, but it's been bothering me, and I haven't been able to have time to really reflect on it too much. And I shouldn't really be reflecting on it while I'm playing a video game. And that's the point I made to the other person that was in the conversation with us. I was like, I don't want to. I should be having fun playing this game. I shouldn't be focused on shit like that. And part of that is because I get on Discord and you get all these different personalities and people start talking about politics, which is we had a political discussion and it was great. We didn't agree on everything, but we kind of like we kept that very civil and all. But when you're talking that politics is touchy, so is religion, but it's not as touchy as talking about somebody who killed millions of people. Again, there's levels. And he was fine when we were talking about politics, but when the next day when he was on and he brought that out, I was like, damn, man, this is it. I'm done. You know. I noticed a little. I noticed a little thing with him too that I didn't think was too cool. He was trying to show me his knowledge in certain areas, like with hip hop and all this other stuff. But he's really fucking. Is, I, I think he's. I don't know. He's not from that environment. Let me just say it like that. I don't really want to say what I want to say, but he's not from that environment, and I can recognize it. And when I hear people talk like that, like, and I know that they're really not like that, that bothers me too, because that's a fake. That's a fakeness. That's a front, and I don't appreciate people like that. You know, if he may like the music and all that other stuff, and he knows the old music and this and that, but the way he was talking about where he came from, and then the way that he was actually talking, I was like, nah, you definitely not from there, bruh. Not even when he was like trying to rhyme with the rhymes, he was like 2 seconds off of the actual lyrics. Like he maybe not 2 seconds. He was just off. Like he was. I don't want to say it. He was off. I know he probably can't dance either. So you know there was no rhythm there. This is what I'm trying to say. He had no rhythm in his flow. But anyway, it's just like that irked me about him because there was a desire to be accepted, and I don't give a fuck about that. You accept me or you don't accept me. I don't care. You ain't doing nothing about it. You're not changing my world. You can't hurt me even if you wanted to. So I don't feel threatened or any of that shit. So like that's it. Like who the fuck are you? You don't have to. I just don't feel as though you have to be something to relate to somebody. You ain't gotta. Like people turn around and go, oh, I'm not racist. I got black friends. Like that's fucking like instantly that's a red flag for me. I don't even want to be around people like that, right? Because you ain't got black friends, bro. You got friends. It's just a friend, right? We ain't. I'm not talking about my friends in color because they're my fucking friends. Their color don't matter, dickhead. Like I don't even want. That's just somebody trying to prove something. And when you do that, you're actually proving the opposite, that you look at color and that's your focus because you had to say somebody's color when you said it to begin with. So if that's your view, I already know that you focus on shit like that and you're trying too hard to be accepted and you want me to know that you're not like that. But you are. You definitely like that. You know what I mean? You're just not like that now because you don't want people to think you're like that. So I roll a different type of way. I mean, I have all my life. I don't play that bullshit. You got issues, man, go deal with them. But don't come here bringing your bullshit to here. And that's why I said I can count all my friends. And when I'm saying friends, I'm talking about my friends, not acquaintances, not ancillary friends, that are around every now and then. I'm talking about friends, two of them, two people that I trust, two people that were like brothers to me. you know. And I don't mess with them no more, only because we're older and they're doing their own thing. But it's the two people that I would turn to and the two people that I would trust with anything. I mean anything. And it's because I always run into these people that want to present themselves as something that I know they're not, and they always want to justify something by saying some stupid shit. I mean, I ain't gonna get into it, the reasons people hate Trump or don't like Trump. I don't care for Trump. I don't like him, and it has nothing to do with him being the president or any of that other bullshit. I met him back in the 90s. Um, we had built his casino for him, and he tried to stiff us on the bill. And then when we had to take him to court, we got pennies on the dollar, and that means union members lost money. So I don't like him from then, right? My disdain for him has nothing to do with his politics, even though I don't like his politics, but it had nothing to do with that. I already didn't like the guy. And there's a lot of things that go on and you get these people and you get engaged in these conversations and they can't understand shit like that. Like I don't jump on no bandwagons. You know, I don't want to. Just be who you are and then that's it. And we can just move on. We don't have to have this fakeness between us of trying to, feel each other out and let each other know that we're not this and we're not that. That's it's hard for me, man. Really is. To look somebody in the eye and know that they're not that way, but they want to project themselves like that. Because at that point, I want them to prove it. Like a lot of tough guys that were in the neighborhood. I mean, I would always wait. I would purposely put myself in situations where I was around these guys who are supposed to be these big tough guys and see just how tough they are. And it was always all talk, always all talk. I'm telling you, like the toughest guys in our neighborhood, just talk. Never wanted to fucking scrap. Never wanted to get into it. Right? They would just talk tough, and then if you could tell when you're talking to somebody and you're trying to talk tough, and they literally just don't believe your bullshit, nor do they care. That shit, you'll know that right away. You'll be like, oh damn, I fucked up. I have one experience in my life like that. Guy almost hit me when I was on my bike, my motorcycle, and I was with my little brother on the back seat. We were going down to my friend's house. So we 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 stopped at the stop sign, and then I started to go through the street, and this truck, a Coca-Cola truck, like a big truck, came barreling through and almost hit us as we were going through. So I started screaming and hollering because they stopped to see if I was okay, and I started screaming and hollering at them. I was mad as shit. I was like, "Motherfucker, you almost hit me, this and that." And then I turned around, and he got out of the vehicle. I didn't. I was yelling at him as he was in the vehicle. When he got out of the vehicle, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like this guy was big, and when I say big, I'm talking monster big, like abnormally fucking large, like an Andre the Giant, but with muscles type, you know. And he came walking down the street where I was, and I was still talking shit, and the neighbors were coming out. They heard all the commotion, and I just, in my mind, I was like, damn, this guy's gonna fuck me up. I already knew, just because of how he wasn't. He was big like a country dude that's been working on a farm all day. That's been that's overly fucking big, but just like an ox type big. And he comes walking down, and he had suspenders on too, by the way. But comes walking down, and I said motherfuck, and he grabbed me by my throat. I didn't even get the word fuck out. It was just fuck, and he lifted me up with one hand. Now I'm 100. At that moment, I was 187 pounds. I worked out every day, running 5 miles a day, and this guy just lifted me up off the ground like I was a rag doll. I felt like I just went limp, like like a fish, you just flopping around. And I remember thinking, this guy can kill me. He's gonna choke me out. I had a knife in my pocket, and it wasn't nothing like I carried around for defense. It was just a little knife. I said, let me get this, and I'll get him off me real quick. I was just gonna poke him up underneath his underarm, and you hit that artery right there. He would have just bled out. But I wanted him off me. I wasn't trying to kill him. I was just gonna poke him, and the only shot I could see was his underarm. But so I reach in my pocket, but I remember switching my knife over to my left side because it was pressing against my leg on my right, and I didn't want to have that pressing on my leg when I was driving my bike. So I moved it over to my left. So I'm reaching in my right pocket because it's always in my right pocket. And I'm like, shit, it's not there. And I just start seeing like the light fade. And then he lets me go. Just let me go. And I just dropped. And I'm sitting there, and he walks off. He doesn't say shit. This is the amazing part of this. He said nothing to me, and he walks back to his truck. He gets in his truck and he drives away. Mind you, my brother's there the whole time, and he was only like 2 years, 3 years younger than me. So I'm like, um, yo, why didn't you do something? And he goes, what? He said, it's quote unquote, there's no sense in both of us getting our ass kicked. So I, that was the funniest shit I ever heard. I started laughing because he was true. It was like, what was he gonna do? That guy would have just used his other arm to pick him the fuck up and drag him around. This guy was huge. And then later on in the day, I wound up calling Coca-Cola because I was like, "Yo, this happened. This guy." I was mad because he ran his stop sign. That's why I was pissed. He wasn't paying attention. And I have a CDL. I drive trucks too, so I knew he was in the wrong for doing what he did. and I was trying to make him, like you're fucking wrong for doing that. But I was doing it in a really aggressive way, and that's why he did what he did. But then when I called the company up, I was like, "Yo, one of your drivers decided to run the." I was telling him run the stoplight, and then we had an altercation. I didn't tell him exactly what happened because the shit was embarrassing. Number one, number two, it was pointless to talk about how you were getting into a fight with the guy. You're only addressing the issue, and I didn't care about the fight part because I was running my mouth anyway. So I got what I got. You know what I mean? I deserved what I got because I was talking shit. But as far as the stop sign, I didn't deserve that shit. So I brought that up. I said, "You guy ran the stop sign, and there was altercation." I said, "I'm not worried about the altercation part, but I'm worried about him running the stop sign, and he almost killed us." I said, he's driving a tractor trailer. I'm on a fucking motorcycle. And the supervisor was like, "Well, can you describe the guy?" And I shit you not, I described the guy just like this. I said, "He's big as shit." I said, "He's as big as an ape and looked like he escaped from the zoo." Right? Big. And he's like, "Can you give me a little bit more?" I said, "Big white guy, he got a beard, fucking, but looks like he just got out of like he escaped from some kind of fucking jail or something like that." I said, "He's massive." And they were like, "Oh, you're talking about Big John." They knew instantly who this guy was. And their sorry was to send me Coca-Cola, free Coca-Cola, right? Like they sent me this big case of 64-ounce bottles of Coca-Cola. And I was like, the guy came to the house and he was like, "I want to give this," and I was like, "I don't want that, man. I don't drink soda. Like I don't drink, so I don't need that." And I was like, "It's fine." I said, "I just wanted to let you know, if anybody says anything, this happened." I said, "The altercation," I said, "it was my fault because, I was running my mouth and I was like, and I was saying some stupid shit." And I was like, and he just corrected that behavior of mine. Like, that was how I put it. I didn't tell the guy. He lifted me up like a rag doll and fucking just like shook me around like I was, like I wasn't shit. Because again, it was embarrassing. I never been manhandled like that in my life. Never to this day. Still, I've never had anybody be able to do that to me. So when he did it, I knew there. You know, that I always knew. Like always said to people, like I fight all the time. I never got my ass kicked. True, never got my ass kicked. I said, but I know that there's somebody out there. I just haven't met him yet. Well, he didn't kick my ass because he didn't beat me up or anything like that. But if he wanted to, that would have been the guy right there. That that would have just beat the fucking balls off. It's funny as shit though. Yeah, that's just one of my life stories. I have many of those stories about altercations and shit I've been into, but none where I got my ass kicked or anything. It is just funny though, man. So, and I know again another stray, but that's a funny story to me. I don't know how you view the story, but to me, that shit is hilarious because, you know, you see those guys who talk shit. Like I used to see it all the time. People talking shit to me, and I know that I could just fuck them up with no problem. I've never had that happen to me, and this was that guy that could do that. I'm glad he didn't hit me. I'm glad I didn't pass out. I'm glad that he let me go, and then you know this is one of those guys that nobody wants to fuck with. He's just And it wasn't about him being a monster. He was just a no nonsense person. He knew what he was capable of doing. He knew what he could hurt you if he wanted to. He was proving a point to you like you're running your mouth and that shit is just going to get you hurt. And then he walks off. So he taught me a valuable lesson. The next time I got in confrontations, I was always careful about how I pursued that confrontation, right? Not the fact of the person I was talking to, but how I went about it. It was a little bit less aggressive and a little bit less of running my mouth and shit like that, like I did. Yeah. And again, like I said, I deserved that shit. It was just something I did. Let me see. I gotta download Discord again because I think that was Void that came over to the house, to my building. Yeah, it is. It's Void. Hold on. That's working. Okay. You, Void. Void. I know you're there.
My bad.
Knew you were there.
Then I was seeing the play is fuming because
I was
the
having
game was
problems with the
switched
Discord today.
today.
No, Discord was messing up today. All my settings were changed, so I was going to reinstall it, and I just logged back on, and all my settings are back to normal. I didn't have it. I went online. I started my stream up, and then I was going to my other computer to set up my windows and all. None of my windows would load. It was saying I was offline, and I'm like, I'm not offline. Like, I don't understand that. So I had to restart my system, and then everything
So
was
it's
working
actually
again. Yeah.
network connection issue.
Yeah, that's what it said. So I tried to repair it initially, and it wouldn't repair. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on with my computer? What are you doing?
I'm just farming some wheat out in the wild while my mushrooms are growing.
I think they're stealth nerfing my build, dude. Honestly, think they're
Yeah.
stealth nerfing it. Cause it's when I got on, I went over and did a couple. Like I'm trying to stay with more of the burn and not the explosion part of the burn because with those hardy gloves, once you reach max stacks of burn, it explodes and then all the burn goes away, so you lose that, that
Yeah.
tick. And I don't want to lose that tick because it's easy. Because if I could just put some stacks on there, I can walk away from almost all the mobs and they'll just die. But I also think they're shortening the time because the barbecue gloves are supposed to extend the duration of burn, and it's not. Like on my other character that I had the burn on, I'd shoot them, I'd get the stacks of burn, and then I could walk away and they would just die. This one, if I get the stacks too early, the burn duration doesn't match. It doesn't go all the way out.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is, but I think they're trying to balance some of the weapons that are being overused or something like that. So I went to start a new character to try and build a. I was gonna switch in the vortex off the new character, and I literally didn't even get through the tutorial before I was like, I'm not making a new character now.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm like, why would I make a new character now? It's like we got what,
It's a
like
little
2 weeks
late for
left or
this
something?
character.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Not doing that. Then I was just ranting on my stream about that guy because that shit really bothered me. It's been bothering me. Took me out my game, man. Took me out my game. I should be level 50 by now. This social interaction shit drives me nuts. Just takes me right out of my head, and I can't concentrate on the game afterwards. Any new bases around us? Nope. Psychotic been on?
No, it's yeah.
And I think he's done with the game. Yeah. He hasn't been on, so I think he's not. He doesn't want to play or whatever. Or maybe he's just trying to get his stream right before he comes back. Alright, let's go do these quests, cause return to Greywater and spread the news of your victory. Okay. Wait, Greywater? It's Spread the news. Sounds like I'm friggin' Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. Spread the news. The Wicked Witch is dead. So did you get some sleep last night?
Yeah, I did sleep.
Yeah, how many hours today? How many hours last night? Two, three?
Oh, more than that. I ate more than 7.
That's not bad. That's alright. Did you eat a good breakfast and shit?
So I had a breakfast. Who's Doug? What about hot dog?
And you don't drink coffee though either, so.
No, I can't coffee. Like, when I smoke up, my stomach is mad, so
Yeah, I
like a
know.
couple hours before I eat something.
That's what it is, though, dude. It's exactly what coffee does to you, anyway.
Sometimes even just the smell of coffee will upset my stomach.
Really?
Yeah, it's the aroma. It's like it's a sensory memory.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're having a, yeah, you
It's that
actually have
thing.
a
It's not
physical
fucked you up.
reaction, yeah.
This world you've helped, you'll be able to. I've already told you. Consider this.
What's my quests? Let's see. Tasks. Go follow the guide of Stardust and find the answer. What? That's what that's called? That's our title for our drop down. Wow.
Asking, I just live here.
So weird though. Some of the stuff, like how they interpret some of the things is weird. I don't know how many like, cause under like learning English doesn't mean you understand,
Yeah.
right? You can speak English probably fluently, but you can't relate to the people who actually speak English,
Well,
cause it's
for
not your
cultures,
culture.
different
Yeah,
subcultures
it's not
within
your
the
culture,
culture.
right? So
Germany is a bitch because it's so complicated.
I think they have that problem in the translation of this game. That's why the storyline seems so weird because they're
You know,
losing.
it's
They're
normal for them. Mhm.
Yeah, normal for them because they're only interpreting it the way they know how to. But
Yeah.
for us, we would write that. I know I would write that story completely in a different way to make it
Yeah.
more
Eventually, it'll make sense. It'll all
immersion.
make sense to us.
I told you like writing, so do I. But I'm saying I already got stuff that I do. You should contact them and tell them like let me write some of the dialogue. Let me let me do some of the conversations between the characters. Because that's what they need. They need people who can understand. You know.
Well, they need someone who fully understands both cultures, so it can be translated properly.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's anyone
I
that's
don't know
really like
Chinese
that.
culture very well at all, so
Yeah, but you have
I
to
would
be
fuck that up.
immersed.
I know English culture,
You'd
but
have to be immersed in one or the other. I don't think there's anybody that would truly understand both cultures, regardless. Because if you don't come from that culture, you're never gonna really understand it. Let's see. Go down here and I'll get this little itty bitty teleport tower. This guy, you see what he said? You want spoiled food? I got you, homie. Like, he already knows that he just lets food spoil and shit. He don't care. He's probably one of them people that collect everything and don't care whether the food spoils.
I mean,
Because if you just do use water and like dried meat, air dried meat, you don't need to. You don't care about the food spoiling. That does spoil. You just use it for biofuel.
if only we had biofuel. I would love to be able to freaking just farm corn. Use that to create biofuel for my cars.
Oh man, get off. Spelled that wrong.
We got 20 minutes for fermentating.
I tried to do the whole fermentation, like barrel and all stuff.
It takes a long time.
Yeah, it's annoying as shit too. Like not being able to directly hook up to it also and put stuff into it, that's a problem.
You can connect water to it.
What, to the fermentation?
Yeah,
So they fixed that. Cause you couldn't do it in the beginning of this.
yeah, you can do that.
Nice. Alright, well that's not bad then. Not too bad, I should say.
I need to go upstairs and grab 800 water and fill them.
Oh wow.
I will produce water upstairs. I even added another bucket to compensate for the overflow. Did run out of water.
But you have a lot of pumps running anyway, so
Yeah, I have 8 pumps running total.
yeah. My one pump hasn't even filled up a line, but it's doing both of them. So it's pumping to both of them. I was like, what the hell? Where's all my water? And I looked in the other one. I'm like, oh, it's half there. Okay. Don't make sense, but okay.
Better fill up soon.
I really
Yeah,
don't like when you change instances. That jumpiness when you get into the regular world is how you jump in and then everything pops in. Ugh. That's not smooth at all, that transition.
it does beat sitting through a loading screen.
Just crazy. Give me a smooth transition so I can do what I need to do.
Is my Lexi dancing? Shit, D's dancing in here. What the shit? I never seen him dancing. Oh, stop dancing. He was dancing. The fuck? I caught you. You can't hide it. I saw you dancing in there, buddy. He was jamming out. Oh, it's great. Oh, did he feed the birds? Oh, yeah,
Oh
the
wow.
birdies. You have to.
I love when the flies get stuck up like on a roof of a building. They can't come and get you, but they aggro you. They just sit up there and explode themselves on top of the roof.
Like I hit you. Just down here.
Not even close to where you're at. They just blow themselves up. So funny.
They might have boosted the mutation fertilizer.
What, nerfed it?
Oh, I think they freaking increased it so it's faster.
They might have. They might, because people are complaining about the
It's not
farming.
fast.
People
It's
are complaining about
competitive.
the farming stuff.
They're already at 43%. I'm pretty sure I used their fertilizer too. Here, I'm gonna replace this
Something good for
one.
you if they did.
I'm gonna replace this one with the mutation boost. Because that's yesterday, it took forever to grow. But now the mutation's already almost halfway done, and it's been like an hour and a half. I know the saffron takes ages. Not as long as Bellflower. But Bellflower would do it for forever. I'm literally been crafting yield boost fertilizer, so when I do the regular plants, I'll get a shit ton more than usual. Speaking of, I should go on and gather some mushrooms. Regular mushrooms when I'm moving. Just something it's fun. Yield boost. That's 3 mushrooms. Oh, that's not bad. Intricate. Let's see. Jason. 29. We're not 7 mushrooms.
Nerfs burn duration, definitely. There's no doubt now in my mind.
That makes sense. Fire and shock are strongest is beta. So they're probably working on balancing it out.
I could just see it. I mean, I put a full clip into a mob, and on my other character, the full clip burn would just last and last. Same setup with the barbecue gloves. This one, it burned down to a quarter and then stopped. The burn stopped. So I know there's no way unless the barbecue gloves are just screwed up right now and they're not extending the burn duration.
It's a possibility.
Yeah. Either way,
If
they
I have
messed
the
something up.
blueprint for them, let me improve them. No, too good, too good. Maybe build those. No, I guess I don't need to.
I don't even enjoy the fire build now because of that. It's just pointless. Having to reapply stacks of burn like that the whole entire time. That's on a normal mob. Ugh,
Where do you get the barbecue gloves?
I got them.
You can't craft them, so they're not a blueprint.
Yeah, I have them. I crafted them.
How?
What do you mean? I got them from somewhere. I don't know. Some one of
Like,
the
I don't see
boxes.
them in the blueprint menu for armor gloves. I don't see them.
Try and do the. They're also in the burn part of the wish machine. But I got these in a chest from somewhere. I forget where it was.
But I'm looking through all the options, and I don't see any barbecue gloves.
They're purple.
Oh, I know. Except I've had them before.
Yeah, they're there. They're definitely there.
They're just not showing up in my inventory.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's fucking weird. What the hell? It should be there if it's in the
Oh
game.
no, they're called grow gloves. Excuse me.
Oh, real gloves.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have
grow.
real gloves.
Yeah. So that's supposed to
I
increase
know
your
that I
burn
know there are
duration.
barbecue gloves that I ran into
I re-
earlier.
yeah, there are something called barbecue gloves too.
There's not a blueprint. I think they forgot to add blueprint for them.
But anyway, the grill gloves are supposed to extend. Maybe they were called barbecue gloves before, and now they're called grill gloves. They might have
Um,
changed the name.
Unless they just removed the barbecue gloves from the retable.
Hmm.
Maybe they're testing them or something. Because I had grill gloves already unlocked, and then I saw barbecue gloves. It's that they were like they weren't a purple. They were like a blue. And I got it out of a chest. I don't see them in here, so they must have removed it from the retable. Maybe someone had the idea of barbecue gloves. Like, we already have grill gloves. Why do you need these? Yeah, I see that thing. Oh, weird. I don't have the actual morals to it. I don't know morals with that. I would say to go collect mushrooms. Mushrooms. Gee, this lasts forever, and all this is gonna spoil my beginning.
They're definitely stealth updating though, because they changed the icon for the berry. This guy says berry crystal or whatever it is.
Beryllium crystal?
Yeah, I think it's beryllium crystal. He's trying to say.
Let me see.
He said they changed the icon for it.
They changed it recently. So I know it looked the same the choice last beta last time. It looks the same to me.
Maybe he just hasn't noticed. You know what I mean?
I've got all the different crystals.
He probably hasn't noticed.
I think the shortest amount I have is like the Mac 4 of the crystal. Actually, I'll probably make a food to
He said
use
he
tomorrow.
said I butchered the word. That's funny. So he knew he spelled it wrong from the beginning.
Well,
I knew he was talking about one of the crystals. At first I thought he was talking about the berry icon. And then when I saw crystal, I'm like, no, he's not talking about that.
just for take around to get the yellow. Yeah. That's level 2, not for 2, for 2 takes. We job. I'm dog fucked. I need to box right now. Give it a week. Mushrooms.
It's like they added more deviants too. Man, I'm fighting.
They had like 7 or 8 more different ones.
They're coming out of everywhere over at this house. I think that 360 guy just likes to bitch, to be honest with you. I've seen him already in chat complaining about PvP on the server.
And why you go to PvP then? Why do you go to PvP to complain about PvP?
Exactly.
Even the
They just want they just this is a Rust player. It has to be. They don't want to farm for anything. They want to take what you got.
PvP is not easy in this game. This
They,
has way more mechanics than most games.
yeah, they just want to take what you got though. They don't want to farm. So that's why he wants people wildfire. Nice. But wildfire, you'd figure the gun that's called wildfire would do fire damage, and it's not.
No.
I think it
Not
does.
today.
What does it do? Bounce or unstable bomber? One of them. I think it might be an unstable bomber. Let me check real quick. Nah, it does bullseye. Like it's called wildfire. Come on. Yeah, give me a fire handgun. I would use that instead of the crank. This way I don't have to make so many damn bullets.
I need 300 some odd
That
mushrooms.
this is an elite. This is an elite. Yeah, it is. It's an elite just sitting here. This is the elite that was like in the train yard at one point. The flying elite.
Yeah.
So it drops. There you go. It's dropping the crystal. What? I killed it outside the bubble. It's inside a bubble part. I killed it outside the bubble. It dropped, and then I went into the bubble, and the drop ain't there. I had to kill it again. I don't like that. If I kill it outside the bubble and come in, that drop should still be there. Alright. Of course, there's one of my drops are in the air.
Jump up and get it.
I don't even know if the skill where I fly up in the air will work for this. The gravity lift.
It should. Because you can run for like 2 seconds.
Gravity lift isn't working. It's not letting me use it. What? Yeah, I can't use it. What the hell? What about my combat? Nope, no combat assistant, nothing. Deviation is already in state. Yeah, okay, I got that part. Yeah, I can't use it in a bubble. What?
Interesting.
Now let me go outside the bubble and try and use it. Oh, it's working outside the bubble, not inside the bubble. It was, it's literally working. As soon as I changed worlds, it was already there. Even though I put it, well, it's empty now because of that. What the hell? It's blinking red. What are you doing? Recall to cradle, jerk off. What are you doing? Holy shit, dude, you gotta watch my stream. I got 4 of them running around. constantly. I glitched them when I went in and out of the bubble. They're just moving around me. They're not disappearing. They're here. They're following me inside the bubble. This is weird. What are they? What are you guys doing? I don't know. Okay, now, nope, they're all outside still. Here they are. I thought maybe three of them disappeared, but nope. They're all here, running around with their upper half showing. Why are they naked?
Texture issue.
What's that?
Texture loading issue.
Yeah, I don't want to sit here and see fucking little anime dolls running around naked, dude. I'm not a fucking pervert, bro. I don't care about that shit. I'm too old for that shit, bro. If I want to stare at somebody, naked, I'll just get my girl to do it for me. I ain't got to look at anime to do it.
That's what they do.
Uh, I don't understand this whole fucking weird obsession with anime to begin with. It just freaks me out. Seems very pedophile-ish. Fucking grown man running around wanting animated hentai. What the fuck are you doing, dude? Grow up. Anime's cool, but I don't like the fucking provocative part of it. Can't nobody talk about fucking pedophiles or people being perverts or all that shit, and they like watching fucking anime, hentai anime. Like, you don't have a right to say shit to anybody. You're fucking weird. Get off me, buddy. You're not killing me.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
The cat was shotgun in the background.
Yeah.
They have to, for some reason, they have to tell me every little thing they do. I'm going to lay down. I'm going to eat. Hey, look, I ate.
My cats do the same thing. My
Like, I
one
know.
really
I
talks
know. I
like
heard you
dogs.
go. I saw the notification on my phone that your food came out.
Oh, you have the automatic feeder?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It also has a camera and a microphone on it, so I could talk to them while I'm like away from home.
Okay, you really love your cats.
It is. I don't. I want them to be mentally and physically healthy.
Nah, I know, bro. I'm only kidding. I do
They're
the
my
same thing.
child.
I do the same thing with my cats. I'm very concerned about their physical health because they can't do it themselves. You can't get me. I'm behind the desk. Not a single ha funny. Erebus, I don't know. I don't know how old they are. I can't tell by their writing how old they are. Usually I can tell how old somebody is by what they write, but Erebus, I don't know. Not sure. It's throwing me off over here. Alright.
Appreciate it. They may also be foreign because their English isn't
That's what I'm
fully
thinking
fluid.
too.
Close. Maybe a close.
You go to a tree to do pepper and you just get logs from it. Where's the pepper?
That one. No, sorry. Pepper English.
I think they did initially. And
I
then,
know they were peppers last beta.
yeah,
I just
exactly.
never got any. I knew they were in it though. See their recipes. I haven't seen any peppers in recipes.
Anyone hunt mod? What?
I think they're talking about. They're asking if anybody is farming for mods.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand that. I thought maybe that's what they were talking about, but I'm like, that's a weird way to word that. So they're probably just
Yeah, that is
looking.
very farm.
I thought they were looking for a specific mod.
And they might be.
Like, do you know where this mod is? Kind of type deal. Like, no, nope, don't know where it is. I don't know where any of the mods are.
There's a sheet that's pinned in general that shows which silos drop which mods.
They need to they need to do all the mods, but have all of them should have a legendary end part of the mod.
Unless you do master level guarantees a legendary attribute.
What does the
Mastery
mastery?
levels, they guarantee a legendary. I
I
think it's
I never seen it.
one legendary, two purples minimum per attribute, something.
Yeah, but it's like you can't get a mastery status effect one. They only come in blue.
Oh yeah,
I've
they have
never seen
different
a
mods and
purple and I've
stuff.
never seen a gold one. But they should have that. As you progress, you should be able to get those mods. Especially if you're going for a status effect build, the status effect mods really help out. Having one going from 12 to say 16 for the purple and then 16 to 20 for the gold, that's not a huge increase. I mean, unless you're doing like it would be a 40% increase over all your armor.
I think they just don't want people to be super OP and having like
Yeah,
50 or 60% status damage.
but they
And
do
then
it to
in a
other
PvP,
mods.
just one tapping people.
They do it to other mods, which is unstable bomber has a ton of mods for it. So does bounce. Like they really did. Like, did you notice the armor? There's more armor for bounce than there is for anything else.
Yeah,
Like, are they trying to push bounce as?
they might be. Most people really like the elemental because the flashy effects.
I think they were trying to. I thought they were trying to push bounce because no one was really using it last beta. It was one of the most underused builds. Like everybody was going shrapnel or fire last beta.
I would love to be able to stack up, put down ice, and someone came down in with like fire explosive, it would like bonus their damage because it'd be an added effect.
Well, one is mainly for crowd control, which is it's supposed to be for crowd control, the ice to slow down enemies and all other stuff.
Yeah,
And it works really well in a group setting. It does. It's really good. I did my LEA with a person that was doing the ice, and it was amazing because the mobs were just staying away from us. We had time to get away and all. And then
yeah.
I was just burning shit, left and right. And then there was another guy who was using unstable bomber, and he was just, he was hitting for massive damage on. But he also had the one that does the area of effect, so he was killing when the mobs were getting grouped up by the ice guy. He was killing them.
So I'd sit there and have to much freeze them, and then
Yep.
one of their teammates would be an electrical damage. He'd just do a body slam onto the ground. It would just knock everything out.
If you have a nice complement of people who know how to play those types of builds, man, you can just destroy anything, really. LEA shouldn't even be a problem for people. Like when they run a group like that, where they have a fire build, an ice build, an electric build, and then maybe I would say a bounce build, especially for LEA. Have a nice bounce build. But if you're going to do single target damage, definitely unstable bomber would be better. Unstable bomber sniper is just insane damage. Especially if you crit, you bring your crits up past like 60%. Unstable bomber is a god build then at that point. You're killing shit in minimal shots. Minimal. Char char.
Yeah, PD. Oh, yeah, fuck it, PD2. Let's shoot him down. Okay.
I'm not too big on the electric builds though in this because I know that they're main. I know that's made for PvP. There's no doubt that that would work the
Vortex is really
best.
good for PvP too. Shit.
Well, slowing them down is
Because
fine, but you
you can
interrupt
freeze
with the
them in
light.
place and they're just sitting there. It's like, well, now you're open to full damage. They're
Unstable
actually
bomber
free.
works really well in PvP, like really well in PvP. If you hit them, it does, but you need to hit them. And in PvP, I've already fought a couple guys. They just run around in circles and shit and zigzag the whole entire time. And I always catch them when they're trying to run away after I hit them a couple times and they're trying to get away from the damage. Then I hit them and then they just die. It's like, yep, you're
Don't
dead, buddy.
run. You only die tired.
Yeah. For some reason, when people run, when they're running towards you or they're trying to avoid you, they'll zigzag really fast, right? It's cool. I understand the tactic. I use it myself. But when they go to run away, they never zigzag. They always run in a straight line because they panic. Once they get hit a couple times and they start to run away, that's a panic run. That's
Well,
not.
once your health hits under half in 2 milliseconds,
Yeah,
shit.
you're just trying to get out of damage then.
I gotta
And you
go.
know how many people don't use their roll in PvP? They don't
I
roll.
used to roll all the fucking time.
I do it because it gives me a 30% boost of damage. So I'm like,
Yep.
I'm rolling before I even shoot.
Because I don't zigzag because it's harder to be like snap to accuracy from that point. If I'm just rolling, it's so much easier.
It's funny though when I see people zigzagging the PvP parts. I mean, I just would laugh. I remember going over. You know the one that you have to go over to the lighthouse. You go to the top of the lighthouse. You get that little thing, and it tells you to go over to that island, and that's a
Yeah.
PvP zone. I went over to that island, and the guys were doing the oil stuff, whatever. And I caught one of the level 40s. He was level 40, and I was level 17. But I was doing shrapnel build at the time, and I caught him. He built around the object a base, but the walls were lower than the mountains that like the hill that surrounded it. So I was able to hit him the whole time in there, and I wound up killing him like 3 times. He quit the game because I he was like, "How's a level 17 killing me?" I'm like, "Dude, it has nothing to do with that. Like I do less damage, but it's constant damage on you. You know, it's not hard to chew through your shit. You're, one, he wasn't running level 4 gear, so it made it easier. And two,
No, dude.
he couldn't hit me and I could hit him. I had the high ground. It was easy. And he
Don't
quit.
do it, Anakin. I have the high ground.
Well, if you could shoot down over somebody's walls, they can't. There's nothing they can do. They have nowhere to hide at that point.
Yeah.
He was trying to build too at the time, but I kept hitting him, so there's nothing he can do. I just kept shifting and hiding in the bushes and behind trees so he couldn't see me.
Well, I just got super dark in this cave. I can't see 2 feet from.
But even in this game, there's no real advantage at the end, right? You're all level 50. You can all have your armor all the way up. The only advantage is how you play then at that point and how much you proc your skill. If you shoot like shit, don't matter if you're level 50 and you're geared all the way up. You're going to lose to somebody who might be level 30 and knows how to shoot. That's what I like about the game, though. There's no real advantage. At least not yet.
I'm gonna look at this map. Cool. Stream guys for this.
Hot dog shorts. There you go. Bounce target number one. Bounce damage plus 10%.
Yeah, buddy, been here. So turn around in this cave.
I wanted the Hardy gloves. I'm not sure if status effects actually matter with the Hardy gloves. I think it would. I'm not sure. Maybe it would. But you literally blow those burn stacks up, so and it's 300% of your psi. right? Isn't that what it says? Let me see. I gotta look at that again. So Hardy does max stacks of burns will cause an explosion that deals blaze damage equal to 300 psi intensity and remove burn. But blaze damage. So you would have to blaze damage. I'm not sure about that, dude. Where's my stats? Details. So there, yeah, my blaze damage is low as shit. What bumps my blaze damage up? Why is my blaze damage so low? My size only a third of yours, dude, because I don't have the right gear.
It's all in the mods and gear. Mostly gear.
Burn trigger chance is only 8%. That sucks. Slash crit rate. The fuck? My stats are weak, man. Why are my stats so weak? I mean, my crit damage is 53%, which is fine. But why do I got 55% weak spot damage? That has nothing to do with my.
Probably some attributes on the mods.
Yeah, I'm trying to pump all them up, right? But it's really hard because I haven't been hunting mods. I've just been
Yeah.
doing my build. I also have a renegade mask on, which gives me max HP, but I like the max HP because I don't hurt as much. Plus, they're like a mixture of tier 3 and tier 4 items. I don't have any tier 5 yet, which will boost everything up. But I want to get into, what is it? Not renegade, the other one. The one, the one that gives you psi at the end of the 4.
Falcon.
What is it?
Falcon.
Hold on, let me see. I'll tell you in a second.
Falcon isn't 100% suck or something.
Agent, I think it is. No, it's not Agent.
Agent gives.
Falcon. Yeah, you were right. Falcon. That's
Yeah.
the one. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, 4 piece Falcon.
Yeah, I did that on my other fire bill, and it works out really well. The gas tight helmet. That's for friggin' shrapnel. Power. Why did they got two power surge fucking helmets in gold
Because they fucking
and two
push
shrapnel
power
ones?
surge. Power surge got everything this better.
The Bastille
Even like
set looks
increased
pretty
mod
cool.
drops. Freaking ridiculous.
Look at that. If you can get a hold of that, that's a great PvP set. Immune to negative whim effects with whim duration doubled. Torso damage reduction when HP is lower. When contamination is over 100, psi intensity goes to 20. Over 250 damage reduction. Plus 20% when attacked by deviants over 500. HP recovers slowly. That's a crazy fucking build right there.
I think it's probably already made a build around it. Would not surprise me.
Another. What the hell is this? Yeah, Power Surge got three helms actually that are all good. You got the Mayfly goggles, which is good. You got yellow paint mask, frag, and then you have the gas mask hood. That sucks. They really are. They're really pushing certain builds. But why would you nerf shrapnel and then offer two helms for it? Like, why?
I don't know.
Why?
Vortex only has the glove. Well, the jacket.
So stupid though, man. Come on. Stormweaver? Tornado can be fused to create Tornado Hood BPV or used to enhance Stranger blueprints. What? Can be fused to create Tornado BP. What the hell does that mean? Tornado Hood BP. Where's that at? I don't see no Tornado Hood BP.
Yeah, they make the mutation for the launcher a little faster.
I got a beret. or shrapnel build just to fuck off. Agent set.
I'll be back.
I'll be here. Beyonder. That's the Frost Vortex. Let's see, what else do we got? Heavy duty, agent blast, heavy duty, ancient. I need Falcon. I'm gonna mess with the scout. I think Falcon is my next area that I go into though. And then mods. So let's see. I need to increase blast damage if I'm switching back to that one. And that's just what did hold on a second. It's just blaze amplifier. That don't mean burn trigger chance 8%. That's all I got. Wow. So is it a weapon mod? Has to be a weapon mod then. Oh, what the hell's it on my gold mod? That's blaze amplifier. Burn trigger chance plus 8%. Head damage reduction. That's fine. I don't care about that. Got too much weak spot damage, right? Where the hell is that mod? It's gotta be here, right? Oh, it's in my gloves. Never mind. What the fuck am I doing? Max action burn will cause an explosion that deals blaze damage. Blaze damage equal to 300 PSI intensity and remove burn. So technically I need blaze damage, right? Because that'll boost that and give me that one shot that I need. So blaze damage is my go-to. Which, what? There's blaze damage there. So that's in a crit damage boost. Don't need no reload. Don't need weak spot damage. That's what I don't need, weak spot. Okay, so that's blaze damage. But my blaze damage is so low. I gotta get that up somehow. I don't want to invest in like boosting these mods because they're just not good mods to have right now. This does status damage. It's not much if I'm blowing shit up, so I don't really need it. status damage. I need blaze and trigger chance, I think. So trigger and blaze, because it'll trigger to burn faster. That's what matters. I think I need to make some tier 5 here if I can. I'll make the gloves right now. Unequip, bitch. What are you doing? Where was that? Well, that's status damage. Give me blaze damage, man. Damn! I have to run crit, ain't I? Maybe, yeah, crit. Cause I ain't running weak spot damage. I don't need it. At least I don't think I need it. It's such a pain in the ass. I need some gold shit for my gloves. I'm gonna have to farm that. I'm gonna have to see where that is. Weapon damage, 9%. Weapon damage. Just put weapon damage on there for now. So I don't see no blaze. Get rid of these gloves. Don't need them. Ah, where'd she go? I need her. She gotta give me that list to the locations for the mines.
I'm back.
You're back. Where did you get that list for the gloves or for the mod location? Sorry.
It's pinned in general chat.
In, oh, in the, okay, never mind. In the
Yeah, it's
Discord.
the
Sorry.
very top thing.
Yep. General chat. The one from K's?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hmm. Blaze Blessing, which I already have. Burning Wrath. What the hell is Burning Wrath? Flame Resonance. That's not what I think it is. Devour. Devourer. Oh, it's a silo. Enduring Shield. First move advantage. Head on conflict. Weak spot damage. Slow and steady. Crit. Blah 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 blah. I don't see anything that does what I need it to do. I need shit that does blaze damage. It's a shame you can't upgrade the mods level like from epic and all the way up or whatever.
Mm.
Barbecue gloves are in game or were. Once
Yeah,
unit and
I would.
gain power
You could
surge.
have to burn that.
Fire builds. Once human build guide.